Hello, all, namaskaram. Welcome back. So, today I'm going to show a meal preparation for a party, and most of the curries which I made are Kerala style because there were some elderly people coming for the party. Actually, on the previous day, I prepared some of the things like one curry which is a pachudi which I made previous day, and the gravy for the sambar, and the batter I prepared for the idli, and also there is a chutney, an onion chutney I made for a kappa. So, and also I boiled the pasta, and I added this heavy whipping cream and the marinara sauce and onion powder, garlic powder, then some Italian spices, and all those things I added for this pasta. Then I kept this pasta in the fridge on the previous day so that I can take it the next day, and I add some cheese. I spread the cheese, and also I will bake it on the day of the party. So I prepared everything on the previous day and kept it inside fridge. So all these were the things I made it on the previous day. Actually, I had a party also on the previous day, so I know that I'll come late on the previous day and I'll be waking up only late on the next day. Normally that happens after a party. Also, I prepared a chicken curry for the kottu parota, so that was also ready. This is the next day scene. So we got up, as I told, we got up at 9:45 or something, and it was late. So immediately we started with the preparations. So I was initially making the kuttu curry. I was preparing for that. Then yesterday night I kept this brown gram also in the Instapot for cooking the kuttu curry. So the kuttu curry needs this plantain and suran, the yam. So that one, and this green gram. So that isn't happening. And at the same time, in the other Instapot, I put this tapioca for boiling so that everything comes in parallel, because I had a plan of making around 13 dishes on that day. So I am sure I'll be late. So at the same time, I soaked the dal, and my husband is cutting some vegetables for this sambar. So the fish is also ready. I had a plan to make prawns curry, so that is also ready, and I will grind the coconut for this prawns curry, which I'm gonna grind. As I get everything in freezer here, everything is frozen, so I normally keep 30 seconds in the microwave so that it will be good. The coconut will be good, the frozen coconut. So here my Instapot, my tapioca is getting ready. So it was a busy day altogether. So I'm making this shrimp curry next. So for that, I used the Kerala style chutney, the stone pot, then added shallots, this tomatoes, and kudambuli we say. It's a tamarind, a kind of tamarind which you get in Kerala. Then I added the paste of coconut and ginger and little bit of chili powder, the ground paste I added to that fish curry. Once it starts boiling, I'll have to add the prawns also. So the prawns I'm adding now. So after that, once it boils, the curry will be ready. So the fish curry is something which is easy, and you can make it in 15 to 20 minutes. So next I am making it for the kuttu curry. Again, the coconut, jeera, and chili paste, ground paste I am adding for this kuttu curry. And which is also getting ready. We have to, this is a special Kerala dish which normally we'd go for. It's a sadhya dish, as I told. There were some elder people, so parents, was calling some parents of some of my friends. So I thought this kind of Kerala light food will be better for them. So I made those kind of things. And this is for the sambar, which I started. I have two Instapot, by the way. So this I am starting in another Instapot. So I added the tomatoes first, so that if you add the tomato first, you don't have to add oil before. Normally my sambar is kind of oil free, which I do. And so after adding the tomatoes, I add onions and the green chilies. This is actually from my garden. So, and the tomatoes, by the way, it was from the frozen tomato which I had from my garden last year, and I freeze those tomatoes. And I'm adding more veggies. Even in the veggies, this sambar, cucumber, the amaranth, stem of the amaranth, and all these are from my own garden. So most of them are organic veggies I'm using. Then I added the soaked dal for the sambar, and normally I cook it for around 5 minutes. I just sort it. Those things I just sort it, and I added little bit of tamarind paste and asafoetida, and then just pressure cook for 5 minutes. Then the sambar will be almost ready. And gravy I prepared, I showed in the video initially that I prepared the gravy for the sambar previous day itself. So my sambar will be almost, my work will be easy on the day of party. Next, I'm gonna make a semia kheer. So that takes time because I do it in the very low flame. It takes 2 to 3 hours for me because I do everything in the low flame, so that it just happens in background. I don't have to do so many things. So I normally make it with the semia, which I get it from the Korean store. We used to live in Korea for a long time, so we are a big fan of the semia. So I am like, I normally use semia for my payasam. I really love the semia actually. And at the same time, in the Instapot, my tapioca the tapioca is boiled actually. So I'm adding a little bit of shallots and ginger, kind of small. I don't say it's a fine paste, it's coarse paste kind of. Then I am making a pal kappa. Normally kappa is, we add turmeric and all, but this time I am adding a little bit of coconut milk into it. And it's a white color kappa, so it's a new kind of, it's a trending food in Kerala basically. So I thought of making this one, and it's very yummy actually. So I love it. So I added the coconut milk into this tapioca. So at the same time, my husband is again cutting this lettuce finger and brinjal. These are also from my own garden. So we washed it. I just picked it on the previous day, and my sambar is ready. So at last, I normally add this lettuce finger in after boiling the other veggies, so that actually all the veggies doesn't have the same kind of cooking time. So, and I added that previously prepared gravy also into the sambar. So almost once it boils, my sambar will be ready. So next we are making the idli for idli. So the batter I showed previous day, we already have the batter ready. So I'm just making the idlis now. Spray the oil, then I can make around 21 idlis at the same time. So I think I have to make around, I have around 30 people coming up. So mostly 60 to 3 times I'll have to make. Around 65 to 70 idlis I'll have to make. So at the same time, I'm adding my fried semolina to this milk. So milk was already boiled. It took around 2 hours, in fact, around 1.5 hours to boil that milk, because it was in very low flame. I was not carrying much. So after that, I added this semolina into that, and Yeah. Again, as I remember, I think again it took 1.5 hours more. Altogether, 3 or 3.5 hours to do that gear. But it was okay. That was stress free. I did not do anything. So after that, my idli was ready. Then the kutu curry, I was transferring it into a bowl where I serve, and the sambar also I serve. Then I put it in a small bowls because I knew that the sambar which I made is more. So this small bowls I am gonna keep it in the freezer, which I can use it later on. So normally I do it before serving itself so that it will stay for a long time in the freezer. Next I'm gonna make the white rice. So some people like the white rice, so I just make some white rice. And this is for the chutney. I was making this chana dal, coconut and almond chutney, and I took out the pasta from the previous day. Then I wanted to boil it. And this is the one, the samosa, this is a pinwheel samosa which I prepared around 3 days before, and I put it in my freezer, in my deep freezer, so that on the day of the party you can just fry it, which saves a lot of time for you. After it was frying in background, and at the same time I started with my kottu parota. For that I'm frying the onions and tomatoes. Then some masalas you'll have to put. Then this parota, cut parotas we'll have to put. Then my samosas is happening in background. Okay, finally I added egg and the cut parotas also inside it. And I kept some from there. Then I added the chicken so that I can have 2 varieties. There were some vegetarians like who eats only egg. They were coming. So my final spread is ready here. So the samosas, I moved everything into the trays. Then idli, this is chutney, then the egg kottu parota, I garnished with some onions. Then the chicken kottu parota, then the pasta baked, then the palkappa, then the fish curry, the prawns curry. Then I made some of them were vegetarians, actually I had some vegetarian guests. So I made this chutney with onions, chili and tamarind. Then the white rice, then the brown rice like Kerala Matta rice, and the curries for that. This is a kutu curry made with yam, plantain and brown gram. Then this is the cabbage thoran. Actually, by the way, this cabbage is from my own garden. So the sambar, most of the veggies are from my garden. And this pachadi made with the white pumpkin. That white pumpkin also from my garden. Then the ghee. So my house, we cleaned everything. As with my kids, there will be here and there some books, crayons, everything in the dining table. But we cleaned everything, and it was around I think around 5 o'clock. I was done with my food. 5:30. Then I was just moving into the serving dishes, and then by 5:30 we were all done. Then I made a lemonade with a Sprite. I mixed both and we made a just welcome drink too. Yeah, so this is some final spread. So all of our friends came at 7 o'clock. They all liked our food. So we really enjoyed that night. Thank you for watching.
Bye! Please subscribe to our channel.